Hello everyone, my name is Leonardo. I'm the founder of My60, a specialist in exercise for seniors. This video was recorded directly from Brazil and dubbed so you can have access to this valuable content that will truly change your health in the coming years. Please enjoy the video.
2 exercises in bed for those with sarcopenia. And the idea is that today's focus is on the leg, especially for those with weak legs. And we'll start doing the exercise. I'll explain because I think it's important for you to understand why this exercise will be important for you and how it will help you. First things first, we're going to begin with an exercise. In some areas, it's referred to as a bridge, but we typically utilize the more technically accurate term of pelvic lift. Basically, you'll place your hands beside your body, okay? Avoid having your feet too wide apart and your knees too far in, okay? You even do the opposite, keep your feet a little closer together and your knees out, but avoid this position where your outer feet are wide apart and your knees are too far in. So look, knees a little further out to help the hips, side hips. This exercise will strengthen the glutes and thighs. Hands here, get ready, up. I'll perform 3 movements for you to see. 2, 3. Go up. What is the dynamic of this exercise? Try to keep your foot a little closer to your hip, because if you keep it too far forward, you'll put more strain on the back and increase your insides and increase the risk. Not that that's bad, okay? Working the back of your thigh, but it increases the risk of feeling a little pain. So, especially since you're not very used to doing it, with your foot a little closer to your buttocks, you can't go wrong. You can go wrong. So let's do 2 sets of 20 repetitions. And remember, even if you don't have that risk, it will be important for you to work this area, which will be the next exercise. But let's go. I'm going to do 20 repetitions with you here. Remember the little foot? Knee a little more out. Hand by your side. Look forward. Don't keep your head like that. 3, 2, 1. Up. If I only go up to here, is that okay? No, that's not okay. You're going to go up as high as you can. Okay? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. You work in this structure here. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Leo, I felt my thigh get a little tired too. That's part of it, and it's great, okay? Please remember that this exercise is a vital part of maintaining good health throughout the day. Raising your hips in this manner helps to keep your spine in very healthy alignment, all right? Most of the time, people stay like this. So the fact that you're projecting your hips are forward better aligns especially in this region here at the very beginning of the spine, which is the sacroiliac region. But we don't need to go into those more technical details. For this exercise, if you're already familiar with it, I recommend approximately 4 sets of 20 repetitions. You should be able to complete this comfortably without experiencing any muscle soreness the following day, right? At all. If you're not used to it, then you should initially do 2 sets of 20 to start with, okay? Remember that every workout needs periodization. If you did this exercise Saturday, it doesn't mean you can't do it again tomorrow, but ideally you should have a plan that makes sense. If you did this today, maybe tomorrow it makes sense to train your arms a little more. Also, if you want a specific arm workout, put in the comments, Leo, I want an arm workout that I'll understand. Okay. It has a little bag on the arm, something like that. Now let's move on to the next exercise, which is very important. The next exercise can be done in 2 ways. I'll show you here. First, lying down for those who find it more difficult, but I'll show you lying down. Okay, I'll start with the easiest way. The easiest way on. In the same position you were in, you're going to do this here. Okay, Leo, I understand how the slightly more difficult way is extend your leg. Now, foot pointed upwards. Don't just leave your foot like this. Foot pointed upwards. Go up. How high can you go up? You can go all the way up here. But since it will stretch the back of your thigh a little and affect your hip, it could impact your lower back. Since I don't know if you're at risk of feeling discomfort in your lower back, I'll give you that information. Do it shorter. It will even push you a little more, okay? But then you won't do 20 movements. You can use a torch at a timer, sit down for 1 minute, and then continue working gradually at a comfortable pace. Another option is to complete the 20 movements at a slightly slower pace. I'm going to do 20 movements here at a slightly slower pace with my leg plus man. There's another way to achieve this as well, but I'll show you after since it involves sitting. Let's go. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Foot pointed towards the ceiling. You're going to work here, see? 2, 3. Why work this region? 4. 4. This region here, 5, is known as the flexor region, where the hip flexor muscles are. 8. Leo, I'm tired. What do I do? Bend your leg and do this. Okay. Continue here. 14. Even without weight, you'll have difficulty. 15, 16. 18. 19. 20. I'll say it again, Leo. I did the 20 movements. I got very tired. On a scale of 0 to 10, I was getting tired, almost a 10. Or I couldn't even complete the 20 movements. What do I do to make it a little less tiring? Bend your leg, as I showed you. There's another way to perform this movement that I'll show you now, which is sitting. See, I'll do it with the other leg. I haven't done it with this leg yet. Up there, lift your knee. And the muscles responsible for hip flexion are incredibly important. As you use them every single time you're walking, so improving it is walk at the same time, improving its connections with the central and peripheral nervous system. What I want to translate for you to understand is that it will improve the action of your neurons, especially motor neurons that are responsible for movement. This will help you improve your locomotion, because when people start to show signs of sarcopenia, when they start to lose strength, people think they are only losing muscle, but they have also lost this connectivity between the central and peripheral systems. So that's why a syndrome called cognitive motor risk syndrome arises, which is very common in people who are weak, lacking, sit around and mess with weakness in their legs, with difficulty lifting and carrying objects. Perhaps you're not like this, but you'll end up like this. See what you're cilindrado. So strength training isn't just about gaining muscle. It's not just about regaining your strength. It's not just about improving your walking, as I exemplified with this exercise that will help you, but it's also about improving the central nervous system, the connection with the peripheral system, while reducing the risk of developing Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or paroxysm, which isn't necessarily just tremors and not only those with Parkinson's will develop Parkinsonism. So there are many different issues, both morphologically and motorically, and even physiologically. Okay. Here, when you work muscles, as we did here, both in the first exercise, the pelvic lift, which raised the hips, and in the second exercise. And in the second exercise, consequently, has a slight impact on the internal structure of the organs, because depending on the position of your hips, the internal organs will also have a different arrangement. Arrangement. When I'm talking about exposure, I'm not talking about energetic exposure, I'm talking about structural exposure, okay? Additionally, performing these exercises with your stomach muscles engaged. That is proven. That is ideal. This approach is important because it strengthens the transverse abdominal muscle and it alerts circuits crucial for and protection of your internal organs at talat. This is extremely important for women after pregnancy because they sometimes experience their internal organs in a kind of reorganized after childbirth, not as functional as before, causing them to experience problems like abdominal pain, a series of issues that you might hear today saying, wow, I went through this last year and ended up doing absolutely nothing except, well, so the problems we end up carrying today were, initiated by various other factors in the past. So, friends, I really hope you found this video extremely informative, and if you did, I would be so grateful if you could share it with someone you think might benefit. Many people are unaware of the wonderful conversation we just shared here. Also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, I recommend you subscribe. Now I'm going to take the opportunity to tell you about a course we offer. Mas create boss, if while hearing my explanation here, thought wouldn't it be great if Leo or team at May 60 could help me? You're not okay. We offer this practical, easy to follow course which you'll watch on television. I even appear in the classes myself. I developed the course curriculum along with my team at May 60, so I actively participated in all these processes. If you want our help, who is this course for? For those who are losing strength, for those who are losing muscle, and for those who have noticed functional changes, whether it's walking slower, sitting and standing more difficult, or climbing stairs. If you answered yes to any of the information I've outlined here, then this course is likely to be very helpful to you, okay? If you answered no to any of these statements, then I don't recommend you purchase it. To be very honest with you, this course won't be useful if you didn't answer yes to these statements. Anyway, I wish you the best day of your life. God bless you. And oh, there's a QR code on the screen that will help you, okay? You can point your phone's camera at it. It will direct you to the payment page to purchase, or you can click on the first pinned comment below the video. God bless.
I'd like to congratulate you now for having watched this content, which will undoubtedly contribute to your well-being, not just for today, but for many years into the future. I highly recommend that you share this content if you found it valuable, as it could consequently enrich the life of someone else. And furthermore, if this resonated with you, please subscribe to this channel to receive more videos just like this one. I truly hope you have the most wonderful day of your life.